I can't believe I'm saying it, but polls have actually returned to modern RuneScape for the first time in many years. Let's talk about it, so whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you like my RuneScape content, don't forget to subscribe and perhaps even join my Discord server linked below. Let's get started. This is the first time in many years that in-game polls are being used for future game changes, and by changes, I mean actual changes, not cosmetic items. In this case, some of the big hitter trim completionist cape changes are being polled. While the poll is short, I believe the questions are important as the trim completionist cape is in a strange spot where the name and gamer prestige it holds isn't exactly crystal clear. Currently, you can be a trim comp player without having killed every single boss in the game, so the Reaper Crew achievement, or having the Master Quest cape. I think a trim comp player should be someone who has completed every bit of content to a point where they have a good understanding of any achievement set, minigame, boss, or other bit of content. However, as it currently stands, it doesn't make sense. And for me, adding things such as the Reaper Crew achievement and Master Quest cape to the Trim Completionist cape only makes sense. In fact, I think adding Reaper Crew to the regular comp cape makes sense despite it not being pulled, as it was removed back in 2019 for reasons I still don't understand, because if you're going to call yourself a completionist player, you should have killed every single boss at least once. Now, the reason Jagex mentioned back in 2019 was because the Reaper Crew achievement was too difficult, but they also removed the stat buff or benefit from the comp cape and added it to the achievement instead, so the comp cape was pretty much just a cosmetic cape, and they still removed the need of completing every single boss by killing them once from the cape. It never made sense to me, and it still doesn't. I answered yes to every single question in the poll with the exception of the last question, as if they revert some of those changes and add things to these cape requirements, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't be called completionist or trim completionist capes. And since they're a very iconic name, I wouldn't want to change these names at all. Instead, change the requirements to make them more fitting and make more sense. There should be a clear defined difference in either lengthy grinds or PVM achievements between the regular comp and trimmed comp capes. So adding 100% Zamrak to trim comp and just 1 kill count at 0% enraged to regular comp, PVM wise, would make sense and have a clear defined difference in terms of difficulty for the achievement. As for removing dead minigame or absurdly lengthy grinds from either cape, I'm all for that because at some point it just isn't funny anymore, like that How Many Games Castle Wars achievement that was also removed in 2019, which could take you like 2,000 hours. Speaking of changing or adding requirements, with today's update, certain achievements have been added and removed from the regular completionist cape. For example, you now need to complete a Celtic Knot Clue step at least once and unlock Plant Power Tier 4 from the Garden of Carid. For Trim Comp, Jagex removed the Penance to the King Barbarian Assault achievement and the 100 Wilderness Flash event completions requirement, while adding others such as the Golden Crocodile Hunter achievement, which requires you to unlock every single thing from Dundee's shop at its Oasis. This week features a brand new retro cosmetic and remastered item, and this time it's the retro Saradomin Rune Gold armor set. Now, I would have expected them to kind of ruin the armor set and do it too much and over the top, but it actually looks really good and solid and something you can definitely match your 120 defense or comp cape with, so they did a good job. Now, you would expect it to cost around 200 to 300 rune coins, but no, it costs a whopping 630 rune coins, or 567 if you remember. So if you remember, it will set you back 3 bonds worth of rune coins, or about 22 euros worth of rune coins, because there is no option to buy around 600. You have to buy a bigger pack. I generally believe that this pack is overpriced, although that being said, I much prefer this over something like Treasure Hunter, where people have to gamble to try and get it. In terms of general patches, we don't have that much other than a couple of fixes and changes, and the Unwelcome's Guest quest now awarding 1 quest point and being a requirement for the quest cape. Ushabti should no longer collect the incorrect soul, and they seem to fix some safe spots when fighting Zemarigal's undead. Which ones those are, I'm not sure, but perhaps one related to the Armored Phantoms, even though you're still able to safe spot these post-update. Huh. It seems we have arrived at the end of this news video. Subscribe or